didn't see you there. You want to read a book? I thought so. We're going to read... How many chapters is this? We're going to read the 4th chapter. No, the 5th chapter. Okie dokie. Now it's time for robbers. Can you see it good? I thought so. Spring turned into summer. The desert was hot and dry. Faith counted her patches. Now she had 15. Time to sew one about the desert. But one bad thing came after another. Wheels kept falling off. There wasn't enough food for the animals. Then 3 oxen died. Pa had to throw out his heavy tools and Ma's black iron stove. 2 old people died. They were buried beside the trail. No one laughed or sang or smiled anymore. Faith was hungry, but she walked on and on. She looked for grains or seeds for Josephina. It was worse in the hills. The trail was rocky and steep. One morning, Indians came to trade buffalo meat and water. They wanted Ma's quilts. Never, said Ma, I would rather starve. They wanted Josephina. Never, cried Faith, I would rather die. So Pa traded extra clothes for food and water. Everyone felt a little better after a good meal. Soon the food was gone. If those Indians come back, Pa told Faith, we must trade Josephina for water. Faith prayed that they would never return. The night was bitter cold. Men slept under the wagons. Ma gave the quilts to Pa and Adam. She and Faith bundled in old blankets. At about midnight, 2 robbers crept into camp. They sneaked up to the wagon. When they reached for the quilts, Josephina heard them. Cackle, 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 she squawked. Everyone woke up. The robbers ran away. Pa laughed for the first time in days. Josephina may be old, he said, but she is a humdinger of a watchdog. But goodbye, Josephina. Pa reached for the cage to thank Josephina, but the poor old hen was lying on the cage floor. Faith hid her face against Ma. You must be brave, Ma said softly. Josephina lived a good long life. You can be proud of her. Pa added. She died helping us, said Adam. Faith did not feel better. She cried and cried. Ma hugged her for a long time. Next morning, they had a funeral for Josephina. Faith wrapped her in the prettiest scrap of cloth. Adam buried her under a tall pine tree. I miss her so, Faith said between sobs. At last, Faith dried her eyes and reached for the rag bag. I will sew a pine tree patch for Josephina, she said. Soon the wagon train found food and water. When they reached California, Faith finished the patches. Pa built a quilting frame for the new In their new cabin, the family helped Faith stitch the patches together into a quilt. The quilt covered Faith's bed. Every day the patches helped them remember of the good times and the bad times on the wagon trail. And every night Faith felt warm and happy under the Josefina story quilt. The end. How'd you like the story, guys? Was it good, medium, or bad? Tell me in the comments down below. Also, remember to put your book suggestions down in the comments. But until then,